folks. Here we go. All right, I'm having a great little. Oh, God damn it!
Follow from. Follow from. Follow from. Don't follow from.
Was flat. Why? Because it looked flat.
Perfectly flat.
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 Absolutely flat.
Is the Earth flat?
Did look flat out of my window.
Could the Earth be flat?
The Earth looks pretty flat to me.
Yeah, that's it. The Earth is round.
It also goes around.
Really is
Round.
Kyrie, the Earth is flat, right? Yeah.
It's not okay to say that the Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
We know the Earth is not flat.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is round.
This Earth is flat.
You think that it is flat?
Your brain would have to be flat to believe that.
Is it that flat Earth is the single thing that triggers people the most?
Prove the Earth is round with my bike and 2 sticks.
People get so angry about it.
The world is not flat. This is called gravity. Okay?
No question triggers people more.
Imagine being so programmed that you have strong emotions around a subject and you don't even know why.
Just ponder the potential realities of the world and its possible roundness.
Spinning.
You think that triggers people so much?
People go absolutely nuts.
Triggers the fuck out of people.
Not flat.
Why is it so important for them to just believe so badly? Why is it such a trigger point for these people who just can't imagine?
Well, gravity is a real thing.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
There is a movement, though. Do you think it's picked up some, or do you think it's slowing down?
It's in its death throes. How many people are you going to trick? I mean, there's maximum a few thousand flat earthers in the entire world.
16% that the world was flat. It goes up for young people, all the way to 34%. Unfortunately, that is not a made-up statistic.
Only 64% are convinced that the world is a ball. The world is a circle, that the world is a spheroid?
Maximum a few thousand flat earthers in the entire world.
No, the Earth is not flat.
We don't. It's flat.
You believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat.
The Earth is actually flat.
Actually possible that the world is flat.
It's just flat.
It's a flat Earth after all.
I believe the Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
It's fundamentally a flat Earth.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
It's a flat world.
Flat.
It's a flat world after all.
Live to the flat pancake.
Earth being flat.
Earth is flat. Earth being flat. Flat Earth.
The world is flat.
The Earth is flat.
The world is flat.
It's the dome. This is the dome.
Earth is flat.
Flat.
Of course it's flat. I know the world is flat.
Well, so do I. Everybody knows that.
But she's flat.
Earth is in fact flat.
Myself included, flat earther.
The Earth is flat.
World is flat. The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
The world is flat.
World is flat.
Is flat.
The world is flat.
World has become flat.
Always flat. Always level.
It's flat.
Flat world.
It's fucking flat.
Flat.
The Earth is not flat.
Sky and space have been our clock for centuries. So think of the sun going around the Earth.
The sun going around the Earth.
Clearly, Earth can't be moving. Of course, we're not rotating either. Everything is moving around us.
Research flat Earth.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Dangerous misinformation, like the Earth is flat and that humans have an immune system.
But we have the internet, and you can go and you can look and you can find
Very, very simple.
easy to understand explanations for
All of these phenomena.
really not that hard to understand. Children understand these things. Children understand these things.
Children understand these things.
You have to work so hard to not understand things.
That small children understand. Your globes are.
Hello everyone, Strawman Dan here. And before I start, I just want to tell you all about what is by far.
Welcome everybody to the stream. Just 6 hours late. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. How we all doing today? Hey, good to see LaSween, Bex. Oh, I'm glad I didn't lose y'all. I couldn't do the stream earlier, personal reasons, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. but thank you, and I apologize. Oh, looks like Jaren just wrapped up, didn't overlap. Well, that's always nice. Although, I don't know if everybody who watches me is over there too. Probably though. He has helped me a lot there. I don't see Chris probably. Bex, Patrick, Shifty Eyes, what up? Lasween, welcome, and Nuba over on the Rockfin side. The last two streams I've done have been really, really cool. I've just been a little bit more, I don't know what the word is, but stoic maybe about it, or just trying to like embrace what this is all about. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing? What are we doing every day? What does all this matter? At the end of the day, when we're at the end of our life, when we're sitting there in our rocking chair and we're crocheting and trying to get people to eat our butterscotch hard candies, because that's what old people do, we're gonna think to ourselves, I'm really glad I fill in the blank. And that makes it so I can die happily. Now, I'm sure everybody has their own fill in the blank. But when I look around at what most people do and how they spend their time, I just don't see that being something that would be a fill in the blank for the most part. Like, I doubt a lot of people are like, man, I'm just so glad that I spent so much time on watching the Kardashians and trying to get a bunch of likes by people I don't know. It's not going to be it. It's not going to matter. What does matter, though? I mean, our sanity matters. Having a balanced life matters. Black lives matter. Black lights matter. Track lights matter. But, for me, the only thing that mattered for like 34 years of my life was music. And, it's amazing how many people during that time would say things to me like, man, I wish I loved something as much as you love music. And I felt blessed because I didn't have to go on that journey of like, what am I do? What am I here for? Like, I felt that, at that time I was able to really spend all my energy on just perfecting my craft and learning new stuff with music. And not really for anybody else, but mainly mostly for myself. I just really enjoyed it. It's one of those things where if you give me $1 billion, I'm still gonna do it. What's going on with my webcam? Acting funky. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's like, oh, I want to do this with my life. Well, here's $1 billion. Are you still going to do it? No, fuck that. I'm going to go on the beach and I'm going to gamble and hang out with hookers or something. No, but that's not the same. You give me $1 billion, I'm still going to be obsessed with music and want to play it all every day. I'll just get better instruments and better equipment. So it was strange for me to kind of have a new investment in life when I started going down the truth rabbit hole. Like, I didn't need to. I wasn't looking for something to fulfill me. It was just more of like it was almost more like an addiction to be anything. Like, I felt like I was going off my path every time I looked at a new flat Earth video because I became obsessed. I couldn't stop thinking about it, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was on the journey, but I just was like, I have to look at this. The same thing, like, being addicted to crack. I doubt they're like, this is my life's purpose. But, no, they're like, I really am supposed to go this way, but I need some crack. I think that's how that goes. Never tried crack. Hear it's fun. But, like, that's what it felt like looking at this stuff, and I would feel guilty looking at it, but I needed to know. I had answers, and I just needed to know, and that's where I went. And it kind of got like I used to practice a lot more, or be obsessed with music a lot more before that. I admit it. Not that I don't now, but like back then it was everything. It was just that's all I cared about, and it filled in all the gaps that everybody needed for life. You know, love, support. Like music did it for me, but I couldn't help it. I had this crack addiction. I mean, this truth conspiracy addiction. And thank God for Flat Earth, because it would have been a waste of time if it didn't end up with Flat Earth at the end of it. You know, if I went through all of that, and I'm like 9/11, wow, Sandy Hook, wow, Federal Reserve, I would have just, and then the Earth was still a spinning ball. I would have been a bitter dude that just was like, everything's fucked, and that's it. So I ultimately think that that was the reason, because I wasn't looking for, if I just, as soon as I just get through this little, like this staircase, and I just look into the moon landing, if I look into 9/11, and I look into the Boston bombing, and I look into the Federal Reserve, one day I'll get there on that and have the benefits of realizing that the Earth was flat. But like I gotta stick my head to the grindstone here. No, it was just, it felt like an addiction, and it felt like I was going on the wrong path. And now, I couldn't be happier. Like now that I recognize that all those moments that I thought were wasted, and we're not, which is great, because at the end of the day, there's nothing more important than having than your mind. You're having some sort of clarity, and some like when you've come to a place where in your mind, like everything makes sense now with this new dynamic. Now that you incorporated this dynamic into the world and all the lies, you're like, of course that's like this and that's like this. Just like we were all able to be like, oh, they're gonna lock us down. Of course there's gonna be 3 years. Like it was all just 3 years of course this is probably how it's gonna happen, because now I get the world a lot more. Not 100%, but a lot more. But to get there was really hard. And it's not even about me anymore. And it's not even about the Flat Earth community. It's about humanity in general. Now, last week I talked to Conspiracy Music Guru. And it was probably my favorite show yet. Because I thought our conversation really, there are a lot of Flat Earth conversations, but I think we kind of touched on some things that maybe have not been addressed before, or if they have, then you don't hear it often. But I saw in the chat that some people were mentioning that let's go there. Okay. Some people were mentioning that like some of the topics I was bringing up were a little bit more, were like clarifying a lot of their awakenings, because things like, wow, is this really how I find out? Just like a dude's channel. Like, do you really want to know like the real things on how things work in this world? Well, if you want to be educated, you can spend a lot of money and you can go to Harvard or Yale and spend all this money and time learning lies. But if you really want to know what's going on, what you want to do is you want to see this guy, Mark Sargent. Now, he has his phone number, and he's an ex-gamer from the 70s. He's a pinball wizard. This is where you want to go. It's like, what? So everyone's going to Harvard and Yale, paying a lot of money to get, but it's all bullshit. What you want to do is go to this guy named Jaron. He used to be a Long's manager, and go to his channel, and he'll teach you everything you need to know. If you really care about, like, that doesn't make sense. That was the weirdest part, because that is what happened, and that was real. But like, in what reality is that how you find shit out? Didn't make any sense. So I broached on that subject a little bit with Alex Michael, and I think that is one of the reasons why it's so hard, is because it's not the proof that's overwhelmingly convincing. A lot of it has to do with, is this really how I find this shit out? Really? This is how I find out. So that said, so I just keep seeing it more and more. But another thing that we talked about last week, and I kind of made the mistake of saying what flat earthers are, because in a way, like, oh yeah, I do see a lot of common parallels with where flat earthers are at this moment. But that's going to be fleeting because it's a movement that's exponentially growing. And the more people that awake, the less specific we can really generalize these characteristics. You know, if everybody's a flat earther, then you can't say like, oh, all flat earthers are like this. Because now you're just talking about everybody. So as it gets more and more popular, the stereotype of your average flat earther dwindles away. and now I'm realizing that there's actually there's actually a lot more diverse people in flat earth. It's just the only ones that are comfortable putting their face on it are a certain type. And so I shouldn't say all flat earthers are like this. I'm saying the people that will own it at this time in history, to this extent, they have to kind of enjoy the backlash. There has to be something in them, and that's the kind of people I was talking about. But you know, I remember thinking or talking to people that, you know, when I first looked into it, and I would talk to my friends who were married, and, you know, I remember one guy, he wouldn't look into it, but one of his reasons was, he's like, oh, dude, if I talked about that, if I said I was into flat earth, or I even, like, wanted to go into that, my wife would totally leave me. Like, and that's true. That's an actual concern. People that are in relationships, if they can't imagine their partner ever being open to that, no matter how open you are, if they can't imagine that their partner is, and that's okay, because, you know, how would you know? You didn't know you'd be asking your wife 10 years later if they'd look into flat earth when you pop the question. Like, how could you? So there are people that won't look into it because of that. They don't want to lose something that they have a foundation on, and that makes sense. Like, I understand why people don't look into it. I understand why people can't understand the truth. Like, it actually makes way more sense. I'm not going to act like, why don't they see it? I know exactly why they don't see it. They don't want their whole life fucked up. That's exactly why. They are capable of understanding these facts. It's obviously more complicated than that. They have a stronger ego or something that is just protecting the shit out of them. And I understand it. You know? Their jobs, too. Lots of people have jobs that if they are flat earthers, they don't bring it up. Because they know damn well once they say that, it can completely jeopardize their way of making a living. If everybody thinks that they're crazy and off their rocker, you know, just that slight difference can be, who's going to get fired this week? We got to make some cutbacks. Oh, this guy just admitted he's a flat earther. Well, he's gone. It's that easy. It's just the littlest bit. And people know that. So I'm not going to pretend like I don't understand why people don't see it anymore. I know exactly why. And we all know why. Some of us are lucky to be, you know, some of us were lucky in a relationship and learned it together with people. Some didn't. But it's interesting to see where this is all going. This week, I saw Salty Cracker put out on his stream that he's been following Owen Benjamin. And Owen Benjamin was somebody that I had the privilege of watching in real time go through pretty much what I did, but he did it live. And I'm going to play a video here and watch it with you guys. The whole process. And now that he is allowed back on Twitter, he's flat smacking the shit out of people. And because he was an ex-Hollywood guy, people are actually checking him out. And Owen's really good at making good points. And he doesn't give a fuck. It's awesome. I remember when Dave reached out to him when he was talking about the moon landing and set it all up. The whole thing. Watching it all unfold is literally so magical. And just restores my faith in something beyond us. It's really cool. I played the video from the Flat Earth Sun and Moon Zodiac Clock app earlier, showing the app that is blowing up. Now check this out. These are all the people that have at this point gotten this app, not only just got the app, signed up enough to put their information on so someone can contact them and letting everybody know, hey, I'm a flat earther. Look how many, I know these dots are kind of big, like one dot is like the size of Atlantic City, so I mean, but look at how many there are just over here. Especially all around Dave. That's right, he lives right around there. This is happening so fast that we're moving into a second like phase of this. It's no longer where you feel the urge to have a bunch of proofs anymore, just to like hold on to your respect. You know, for a while I'm like, I want to talk about this, but I got to learn everything because it's the only way I can have a conversation is if I can answer everybody, and those days are gone. You don't have to do that shit anymore. Christians don't have to do that. If I come out and say I'm a Christian and someone says, what? That's stupid. I'm like, no, you don't understand because of this. Like, it's that's giving away your power. Like, I could say I'm a Christian without anybody giving a fuck. And that's same thing with pride, gay pride. You don't have to explain. They just walk down the street and go, I'm gay. And they have parades. And that's what maybe we should do. We should make some, we should call up our city council and say, we want a flat earther parade. We're here. It's clearly not spinning on a ball. We're here. We're clearly not spinning on a ball. That'd be fun. But the bottom line is, at this point, it will, what people really need is the ability to feel comfortable with it. That's the only thing that's lacking. There's a lot of people that are just there. They are, but they're afraid, and that's nowhere to be. That is where that's scary. The longer we're in that, it's a stalemate because nobody wants to feel like that. And if the only option is looking into flat Earth and having a hard time and going inward, or ignoring it and going on with my great life, is if what people are thinking. Their ego is going to protect them and maybe not even see anything. But if there is some beacon of coolness over on Team Flat, like overnight, all the spells end. All of them. So, let's check out the chat. How are we doing here? Flat Pride says, Serious B, hell yeah. We're here. It's clear. Wait, no, we're here. We're clearly not spinning on a ball. Fishhead Montana, welcome. The Awakening collage of Big Bear is invaluable. Yeah, I'm about to play that right now. It's literally my favorite ever. I watched pretty much every single live stream of Owen from the moon landing when he looked into that and people were starting talking about flat Earth to the whole end of it. And that's what got me okay with it. Like, literally, I needed Owen to do it. I didn't talk about it as much, but, like, I knew Owen, and I'm like, okay, if there is some proof that I just didn't see, if there's something stupid that I just overlooked while looking into this before I became a flat earther, because in my mind, I'm like, there's no way we're spinning on a ball. Like, I've looked at everything, I've tried. Everybody else looks at me like I'm an idiot, like they have more proof, but they don't. But I was at a place where I'm like, okay, well, if Owen literally can figure out the proof of the spinning ball, then you know, like this, like whatever this guy did, this is, I need to watch how he handles this. And he handled it exactly the way I thought he would. The same way I did. And that changed everything for me, because any, like, embarrassing feelings around it immediately went out the window. I didn't have much, but I did have some. Everybody has to. And eventually, and I think those are the things that help wake people up. You know, it's almost like it's not the proofs, it's the things that are all around it. Like a lot of people wake up to flat Earth not because of learning about the curve calculations and we see too far. No, they look in the comments and they see how the flat earthers are genuinely trying to have an adult conversation and bring up actual things, and everybody else is saying ad hominem mean shit. And that's why people became flat earthers. It's because they're so awful and they know nothing, and that becomes apparent. Or so it really is a matter of attitude at this point, not proofs. The proofs are great for some at the beginning here, but really it comes down to hopping onto the bandwagon like it's a trend. And once that happens, spells are all over. And hopefully in this lifetime, I'm hoping that when I'm like on my deathbed or I'm laying in my crochet chair, giving it butterscotch hard candies out to everybody, I can say at least I helped break some of these spells. Or at least put my energy towards that. Because it's a big one for the collective consciousness. Cosmology is deeply fundamental to the condition and potency of a sentient being. Absolutely. 100%. It all makes way more sense. You need to know what you're on first. At the moment, taking down NASA one day at a time, says Nuba. Yeah. And that's true. We can't have this overnight. We have to be patient. Brianna Lynn. So I wanted you guys to know this. Now I'm a little later. I don't know if this is going to work, so I'm laying out the attentions today because it's a lot harder to have a call-in number than I thought. I thought it'd be easy, like just a Google Voice thing, but it wasn't working out. So I was trying to get an 800 number. I couldn't figure it out in time, and I have a rigged system just in case for later. But yeah. Oh yeah, there's that. So did I play this yet? Did I play Salty Cracker? I don't know if I did. Here's Salty Cracker.
Everything's happening. Everything's happening. On Benjamin's breaking my brain over there on Twitter. Boy, Owen Benjamin has put an entire dissertation about flat Earth out on Twitter over the last 72 hours, and I'm reading every tweet. I gotta be honest with you. I'm sitting there going, okay. All right, I'm all confused now. I'm all confused. Here's the only thing I know about what's happening on this planet. Whatever shape this fucking planet might be, boys. Whether it's a cube, right? Maybe it's a hexagonal prism. I have no idea, right? Here's what I do know. Everything's a lie. Everything's a lie.
Everything's a lie. So that's where we're at now. Salty Cracker, huge channel. Huge. He was kicked off of YouTube during the election frauds and stuff. He's hilarious, though. He has a really funny approach to dishing out the news. And that's what we're finding is that a lot of these people are just like, well, I mean, there's so much bullshit out there because of COVID, blessing in disguise, that's the next level is like, shit. And because Owen's out there, he's well equipped, well arsenal right here. He's got it all. He knows how to do this and doesn't give a fuck. I'm going to play a little bit of this for a little while. I need to get this webcam fixed real quick, but let me look over on the YouTubers. Oh my God, is Kirk back? Is Kirk back? Kirk! You guys, Kirk is back. Welcome back. Oh, Kirk. Welcome back. Welcome back. Kirk. Shirtless Putin on a horse. Welcome, dude. All right. Oh, you're hosting the karaoke, LaSween. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Imagine the midlife crisis coming. Oh, there's a lot here. Okay, I'm gonna play this video for a little bit and while I'm reading this. All right. Where are you? Oh, start.
Anybody who says you're stupid or you're insane or you're losing your mind because you are willing to listen to somebody or to question somebody, they're trying to keep you an animal in a cage.
Horrible lie that has deranged the way people view the entire world.
There's a growing amount of people that can see through the lie, and we're never going to go back.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
I don't believe the earth is flat at all. I think I can disprove flat earth. The world is not flat. There's no fucking way.
This is a lot harder than I expected, proving that the earth is round. It's fucking weird. It is way, way, way harder. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm not a flat earth person. I would love to stay a globe earth person because being a flat earth person is another level of ostracism that I really don't want at all. It's not fun. It's actually incredibly isolating, and I don't want it at all.
I remember that. He was getting like kicked off of everything. Like his whole life was like, dude, why is everybody giving me so much shit? And then he got thrown this one. It was so fun watching him go through this. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed when Owen was drinking. It was fun, and he did them at night. I see Kirk here is like, oh, I like the light streams. But I kind of miss when Owen was drinking a little bit. I don't know why.
Earth isn't flat. That's fucking insane. The earth isn't flat. There's no fucking way the earth is flat. I'm not enjoying the path that this is taking me on. I'm not comfortable with any of this, and I'm not on board with the flat earth thing at all. I mean, that would just be insane. I'm not a flat earth person. The earth is not flat. That's fucking psychotic. Oh god, this is a fucking nightmare. I can't be a flat earth person. I mean, I can't be a flat earth person. No, I'm not a flat earth person. That's insane. Fuck! The earth isn't flat. The earth is not flat. This is fucking madness. I really, really don't want to believe the earth is flat, guys. Come on, dude. This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person. This is... This can't be reality. The entire society is now based on a lie. None of it's real. It's all bullshit, dude. I don't know. The earth may be flat. I'm dead serious. Flat earth sounds completely insane still to me. I can't wrap my brain around it, but I'm starting to think that
So yeah, when he was saying this can't be reality, this can't be reality, that was my biggest issue. Is like, this can't be how I figure this out. This doesn't make sense. Because I'm so used to hearing how things work, but in a certain format. And I think that's how the news spell works. Is that, like, you know, some people who've watched the news to get their information for so long, if you don't have like the intro with the certain kind of graphics and the music and the way people talk and the commercials in between and the la 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 la, back to you. If it's not in that format, it sounds like a lie to a lot of people because that's just how they're conditioned to hear stuff and believe shit. And that was hard for me, but it's just learning, like just because somebody puts out a video and doesn't follow that bullshit format doesn't have anything to do with the validity of their words. So that was that's something I had to deal with. But we are kind of conditioned to think that like this can't be how we find this shit out. But if you really think about it, this is exactly how it would happen in reality. You're not going to have the establishment tell you. It's just cool for us to watch it now. It's like watching Bitcoin in 2010. We're like, oh my God, there it is. That's where we're at right now. in flat Earth. We're like, oh my god, it's like $3. Flat Earth is like $3. Oh my god. Maybe it'll be $6. It's going to be 60,000 in no time. It's going to be $1 million of Bitcoin / flat Earth will be 8 billion people in 10 years. But we're watching it now when it's just like, oh my god, what's a Bitcoin? Oh, you're into Bitcoin? No, you're funny. You should buy some. No, that's silly money. Remember those days? Remember those people? That's where we're at. Oh yeah, I'm looking over at RoboHonky. I installed cable first and satellite, so the global I almost destroyed your whole reality. Sure, because that was a part of what you do. That was a part of your purpose, and you didn't understand it. And so that's why people have a hard time with it, and I completely understand. You know? Good for you though, man. Like that's a tough one. It didn't affect me as a musician. It had nothing to do with me as a musician or anything else. Like it was easy for me. It made more sense. My camera sucks. What's going on here? I'm gonna fix that. Oh, max headrooming over here. If anybody wants to help donate, that'd be awesome. You can. There's links down there. And I can afford better stuff here that doesn't break.
Maybe at the edge of my own ability to shatter what I think. Dude, I get it. I'm having a hard time with all of it. Dude, the earth is flat. It's not even that it's like people being angry. It's people desperately hanging on to a lie. It's so sad. God damn it. The earth is clearly not a fucking spinning ball. So fucking stupid. How the fuck are we supposed to handle all of this? I find this all very curious. I'm not saying the earth is flat at all. I'm just saying that's something that's interesting. I just think that's very interesting. I think the fuck is flat. I don't give a fuck. I don't think it's spinning for shit. When you say you think the earth might be flat, people look at you like you're a drooling retard. And it's like, fuck anybody that's like, you're an idiot. It's because it could be the greatest deception in human history. The despair that people feel because of these lies is unbelievable. I'm not even a big flat earth guy. I don't know. I don't have the expertise, but the amount of shit that doesn't make any sense. I'm a globe skeptic. I'll put it that way. There's a level of stupid where people don't understand deception. I'm not buying a lot of the shit anymore, guys. Infinite emptiness, heliocentric model, that's a cult. The sun cult. I can't imagine the earth being flat. I think that's insane. That to me is so unnatural of a, but what I'm pretty sure it isn't is a ball of magma and water spinning 1,000 miles an hour through a vacuum. That isn't.
So one of the things we're seeing here, and this is typical, you go through, it's definitely not flat, that's retarded, you're a retard, and then you start going into you start bargaining, you start saying, well, it could just be like a really, really big ball, like, or, what does it matter what the shape is, or I'm just a globe skeptic, and it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you see? We have to start there. You got, okay, it's not spinning. I don't feel that. Does it look, can you prove it's curved? No. Like if I had a pizza and I said, okay, this is a pizza. It is stationary and it's a round, but it's a circle. And you agree. And I said, okay, prove to me that it's not a spinning ball. And there's nothing to say that it is. So why start there? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Where's the proof that pizza that's sitting there is actually a spinning globe? There's none. Every evidence that we're told is easily provably wrong. So why? So you have to just start with what we see. That's where you start. You don't just make up whatever you want and start from there. You got to start from what is provable and observe in your observations. But we're so conditioned to hold on to something, and it has nothing to do with the proof, because we're smarter than we like to say people like. We like to say that people are dumb and just can't see it, but it's not. It's their ego protecting them. And we all know that. You know, we know that. It's just Owen is a gift because he streams every day. He puts everything he does in his life online, and he's 100% of the time. I don't know anybody else who would have done this. It would have shown this much of his awakening and just showing all of his cognitive dissonance and all of the things that he was wrong about. Just showing everything raw. It was really helpful because it was very similar to what was going on in my brain and probably the brains of a lot of other people.
What is? Every instinct of my body thinks it's a globe spinning through space. Because I've been told that my whole life so many times that at this point it's like a language. I revert to it no matter how I think. That being said, none of that makes any sense. All right, moving on. It's obvious I'm not stupid. It's obvious I'm not doing that for attention or money or anything. In fact, it's extremely ostracizing, and you get a lot of verbal abuse online when you even question that the Earth is just falling endlessly through a vacuum, you know, just spinning. But it doesn't add up at all.
Good news is you were not made by a big bang on a spinning ball in the emptiness of deep space. You were made by God in love on a flat, stable plane that is awesome. You realize that the world is much, much better than you can possibly.
I love how I think probably Dave edited this, but he's pretty much purposely making Owen look more and more enlightened and choosing this clip here where he has something in his ear. Remember that?
Imagine. Admitting that the world isn't a spinning ball is very traumatic for me. I went through a very hard time.
The world isn't
It is traumatic, and that's the problem. That's one problem I think I see a lacking of empathy with the community. I mean, we shouldn't have to hold people's hands through all this, but at a certain aspect, we go from this is way too overwhelming. This is scary to why the fuck don't you see it? We're pretty fast. We completely forget how hard it is really fast. Oh, I have no idea why my camera is fucked up like that. So I'm gonna finish this video because this basically it's a reminder, and I'm trying to figure out ways to to make it so it's not as hard in the future for everybody. As it is for Owen here, because this is pretty much exactly how I felt, and it was a lot, and it shouldn't have to be for everybody. It really shouldn't.
Spinning ball. It's provably not a spinning ball. All the people who told you it's a spinning ball have been proven to be absolute liars, absolutely motivated by making you a prisoner in your own temple. Every single experiment you can do proves that the Earth is not spinning, therefore it can't be a globe. If the Earth isn't spinning, those aren't fucking... It's not a globe. It can't be a globe. What's happening is the sun and the moon are going around like... What you believe is so dumb that don't ever come here and tell me I'm the stupid one. There is no curve. Just telling you what's definitely a lie. So just have some humility. People tell me, oh, you're being so arrogant. You have some humility. Stop telling people they're stupid when they're blatantly making great points. When someone first proposed flat Earth to me, I said that they were insane. I get it.
Me too.
Knowledge is power, but not the fake knowledge they teach you in school. Real knowledge is power. Really, really look at your world.
Yeah, real knowledge. If you want real knowledge, don't go to Harvard and spend a lot of money. The real knowledge is you want to find this one channel with this guy, he's a rapper, you got ODD TV, that's where you get the good stuff. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense!
And figure out what it is. Acknowledge what you know, acknowledge what you don't know.
You see that we didn't go to the moon, you never go back because it's literally ridiculous. Same thing happens with flat Earth. I know that triggers people. But I've never seen a former flat earther. Nobody's ever seen what the actual shape of the Earth is and then been like, you know what?
Only Alex Stein, but I know that's just how he's working it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson really does give me a good argument.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
You know, if you watch one good video a day, in 2 weeks you'll be a flat earther. Great, and you'll lose all your friends, your family will hate you, but you'll be there.
That's true. Yeah, that's it. And so that's really what it comes down to is it's not the proofs, I think, that we're dealing with people. It's the psychology. And that's why it hasn't been that easy waking people up. It's because we're concentrating on the proofs and the logic of it. And there's plenty of that. But if that was what worked, it would have been overnight. What we're dealing with is our egos protecting us. And clearly most people really want to be part of a hive mind more than I ever thought. And COVID is a good example of that. It almost doesn't matter what's true or what's not true. It's just they don't want to be singled out. They don't want to have they just want to go along with what's going on. I'll put 5 masks on, sure, as long as everyone else is doing it. All right, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take one little break here, a 5-minute break, 4-minute break. Told myself I would do that because it really helps. LaSween earlier was like, oh my god, the girl version of Here's a New Beginnings. But I was playing a video underneath it, so I'll play it without it. This is an artist, her name is Katomi, and she covered my song. And did a really, really good job of it. And I thought it was appropriate. So I'll play it again. Here we go.
Well, I found I would love to love you if I drown my imagination in the sound of falling light. The world looks big and bright, 1,000 eyes follow me tonight. To deceive can attract a nation to believe in a prophet I cannot conceivably ignore. The closing of the doors that close on me. Here's to new beginnings. Because love is overrated, backed up by fools of hatred, deceiving us all. And time is far from fading, millions still constellated that fall as one.
right, welcome back. Thank you, Katomi. Here's a New Beginnings. Original song I wrote. She did a fantastic job. I really like it. And you can find the original. Don'tfollowcrumb.com takes you to my link tree where you can find my Bandcamp. Buy the album. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is just I'm gonna test something out. I don't know if it's gonna work. I hope it does. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read some of these, what's going on in the chat and respond what I can, and throw this out there if anybody wanted to call in. Now, I kind of like doing this at night. It's kind of a blessing in disguise that I couldn't do it earlier, and especially seeing Kirk, because I really missed Kirk. Maybe this is a better time, but what I'd like to do eventually is to do a sort of an anonymous, support kind of a group for people that have a hard time with flat Earth and, needing someone to talk to about it. And I know there are channels that do this to a certain extent, but to try to keep it more in the truly anonymous and really just focus on the struggles and letting people know what specifically is going on with them and letting other people hear it. Because I think in the long run, that's what's next. I don't want to sit around bitching about people who can't see it the rest of my life. It's just not helpful. It's our way of coping, but there's got to be more to that. Because it's not going away, so it's going to be eventually at a point where, we're going to miss these days. So I don't want to make content that wakes people up anymore. I want to focus my energy on the people that are going through this and make it easier for them. I don't really care anymore about waking people up to the point, because at this point, it's so many people already have that it's not going to go away. So I'm not worried about it. And I'm just not good at those confrontations. I don't like getting yelled at and being told to drink bleach for helping them out. I don't have the stomach for it. What I do care about are people that have the balls to go through with it and need a little love and a little support on their journey. And, so their ego for deciding to go down the path of truth doesn't feel regret. So, let's see. I think it would work. I don't know if it would work, but if somebody did want to call in, it is like a video, kind of a Zoom thing, but it would just be audio only. I wouldn't show your face. And eventually I'm going to get a number so it's easier. I just assumed that it would be really easy to find stuff online where I can get an 800 number, but it's harder than I thought. Because one channel was like, you got to get a Discord, and then I'm like, oh my god, that's so complicated. All right. So, all right, let's see where I'm at here. I'm just going to read from... where am I at? This is probably a lot to read, so I'll go kind of quick, but I just want to make sure I get to everything. Did anyone go to the meetup last week? Shifty Eye Shady, welcome. I'm assuming you're talking about the one in Connecticut. Flat Pride Parade. Flat Pride Parade! We're here. It's clear. It's not a sphere. We're here. Not on a sphere. We're here. It's flat. Get over it. We just need a little bit of pride. What color is our flag? Green and blue for the Earth's color. That's pretty good, Patrick. All right. What's up, Sufinelli? See ya. Philly dot for Bex. Shady says that. All right, my dot is still orange because he's new. Kirk's new. What? Can't you share a StreamYard link? I did share the link. Okay, here it is. I should probably put that in the description. I wonder if I can add that. Should be able to. I'll put that in the chat. Call. Good call. The invite link. The problem is I'm not using StreamYard to stream. I'm using it just as a way to call me. Because I like using this other program, but if I use both, it's too much bandwidth. Alright, so I'm gonna put that in the old chatteroni. That's right, I said that. And Rockfin as well. Now, it's okay if I know my channel's small. It's okay if it isn't like if nobody calls. I'm not gonna be bummed. Don't call in just because you're as a pity or anything. But eventually, once this starts growing more, I really do want to do something that's consistent and just that kind of grows for people that have a hard time with it. You know, outside of this group too. Like I want to reach out to people that are kind of new and have a little bit more support to them, because the hardest it's not the proofs that we need. It's the support and knowing that everything's gonna be okay after going through this journey. Because I didn't know that, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people think they're gonna lose their job, they're gonna lose their wife. They look into something, which is really, really hard. All right, that's why like people like me who was single and a musician who didn't have a boss, well, I'm like, why don't they see it? Well, it's because I didn't have anything to lose. A lot easier. Maybe that's why. So I can't judge. Flat Earth is lonely, says Kurt. I know, man, but it doesn't have to be, and it won't be very much longer, you know. Right. Dottie is the only flat earther I've met face to face. Yeah, Dottie's awesome. She's done a lot. Crystals and paint is by. All right. I just realized I've never spoken to anyone in person. I only talk to Globers who think I'm kind of a nut anyway. Whoa, says NP.E. Exactly. That's what I did. Actually, I didn't even talk to anybody online. When I talked to somebody in person, it was so therapeutic, dude. Or I don't know what gender you are, but yes, talking to people in person is important. And hanging out with people, you know, you want them to understand you. It's really hard to not bring it up, even though you know it's gonna be just a total vibe killer, but you can't help it. It doesn't even matter. It's like I can't keep a secret sometimes, you know. It's just you need to come out, and just something that big that's just constantly on your mind. It's just you're like, oh, don't bring it up. Well, okay, but these are my friends. Aren't I supposed to bring up things that are on my mind and my friends? Like, isn't that what a friend is? And it's okay as long as you have other friends. If you do have friends that you can talk to or find other people that you can talk about it with, it satisfies that a little bit more and puts you in a place where you don't feel the need to talk about it with your Glober friends who just aren't there yet. God bless them. Buy FE stock now. The futures as though are through the firmament. Yes, Nuba. Exactly. We're just where Bitcoin was when it was like $3. You know? That's it. It sucks, says Kurt. Yeah. Makes you feel like an alien, Patrick? Is that why you have an alien profile pic? Kirk, right. Oh. What happened here? What did I lose? You guys are talking about astrology. It's fun. I watched almost all of Owen's streams live in 2019. These are almost all in order and accurate. Yeah, that was, right? Yeah, that was what a wild time. God, that was wild. The Earth was assigned spherical. All right, Lord Racer, welcome. Hi, very high, but not the most high. I don't know what you mean by that. Not the most high. I mean like weed. All right. Brianne says she might be calling. Awesome. Oh, maybe. Let's see if I can. I don't see anybody yet. It's all right. This show was literally more of an intention show. I don't even have the number yet, so I just want to throw that out there. But I think it's a good idea to do something like this where you don't have to say your name, you don't have to put your face on it. Just if you're constantly around people that will not listen to you about this subject, and you just want to you just need someone to talk to about it and get it off your chest. It's so nice. And you can't talk to your therapist about this shit even. That's the thing that's hard too, is that if you discover this stuff, if you have a therapist, they're not gonna they're either gonna think you're insane and prescribe you some shit. They're not gonna write down, oh wow, this guy's a genius who figured out something that I don't know. It doesn't help. And then you're gonna just spend all your money and time trying to convince your therapist that the Earth is flat, and it's what a waste of time. All right, the Earth was live now. Yeah, it's live. Okay, I want the globe model is so fucking stupid. I know it's so fucking stupid. It is so fucking stupid. I'm so wrong. Everybody's so fucking stupid. All right. You guys are talking about astrology, INFPs, INFJs. Kirk, of course you are, little sacred clown. INFJs. God, INFJs love to tell people they're INFJs. I'm an INFJ. I'm like a special little snowflake. I'm no offense. All right, let's get back. Kirk misses me. Cool. You guys have a nice little conversation about that. Oh yeah, Beck says that's a great idea. Crumb, get people together who understand. Yeah. It's just for me. It was just I was isolated for a couple years without really talking to anybody, and every time I brought it up, I just was met with just overwhelming, just bullshit. It sucked. It was traumatic. And then a few people that did open up turned out to be lying manipulators. So the whole thing was a hard time. Hashtag me too. Pound it's flat. All right. I put that in there. Okay. Can't always get what you want. Water sign, says Mel B. Welcome, Mel B. On the Spice Girls. Perhaps. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Water signs, yeah. Bex lost power for a minute. Looks like she's back. Yep, you can't tell a therapist the Earth is flat. Yeah, if you can't tell your therapist the main reason of what your psychosis is at that moment in your life, what do? Knowing that your therapist is probably just going to assume that you're going through a psychotic episode. And it's all these little things. All I can really do is talk about what happened to me specifically. There's a million different other ways we're coming to terms with this reality and about flat Earth. There's so many stories that are probably so interesting that haven't been told yet. I want to hear everybody's little things. Everybody has some weird ones. I mean, look at Owen. We just happen to see his in real life. He's a Gemini, though. He likes to talk, right? Sounds like we need more flat Earth therapists. Are there any? You know, like, it would be nice to know, like, is anybody who is a flat earther, like, did any flat earther go to college for psychology? It would be nice to know that. I would like to talk to them. How do they interpret all of this? Why are the musicians and, like, the weirdos who, like, and, like, I mean, what do we know? Like, why? It's the people that haven't been indoctrinated that are seeing it now, but, like, it's getting more and more. Like, we need to. I don't know. I would love to hear that opinion. I don't even know where to go. Where do you go? If I had a therapist, I would talk to them a little bit, and then eventually I'd just tell them my story, and then I'd be like, yeah. And then I found out that the Earth was flat, and then what am I gonna do? Every week for 6 months, just talk to some random jabroni and just try until I convince him that the Earth is flat. That's what I would spend all my money and time on if I had a therapist. When I think about it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let you off the hook, Doc, until you agree with me, dude. And stop looking at me like I'm crazy, brah. Or prescribe me some bomb-ass shit. Just kidding. Nuba says, Jaron Stein, yeah, both did well considering. Hi, that was a fantastic show when Jaron did Stein. I think I look at things in the long run, you know. I think what Alex is, I think Alex is motivated from a place of ego and self-serving, but I think he's one of those, like, rare gems in our world where, like, somebody who's motivated from that mindset just happens to, like, do some of the, like, the most divine, beautiful work in the long run. And I think he is as sacred of a clown as you can get as far as helping people through this. But also, like, I can't really watch this show. Like, it's kind of annoying to me. I like the idea of Alex Stein a lot more than I like listening to him. Like, I admire the shit out of him. I love everything he does, but I can't watch more than a few minutes. It's just too much anxiety. All right, buy FE stock now, says Nuba. Yep. Hijacking Pride. Brand says, wow, that's a really freaking big deal that Salty Cracker said that. How exciting. Yeah, it's a huge deal. That's huge, guys. Now that, like, some of these talk points people who have so many followers, all you need to do is just get. I mean, look at the Bears. You know, like, when Owen went through that, a lot of the Bears either just went away or they hopped on board, and now you talk to a bear. If you don't know, that's an Owen Benjamin supporter. If you talk to a bear, you can talk about flat Earth. How amazing is that? So, Salty Cracker, can he go through the same thing? He has a huge support group. Same thing with Stuart Peters. So, I mean, we're going to see, I don't know, I predict in 10 years, flat Earth will be 51% of the world will be flat Earthers in 10 years. In 20 years, 100. I'm the captain now. Yeah, exactly. Did Crumb just start something? Flat Pride? I didn't start anything. Kind of going backwards here. 6 hours should be perfect, yeah. That's okay, Fish in Montana. That's where the proverbial leap of faith comes in. You become willing to eat the shit sandwich for the sake of truth. It usually only looks that way, and you gain unforeseen blessings by taking that pain. Yeah, exactly, Fish in Montana. It's Saturn, basically. It's the Saturn energy. It sucks while you go through it, but ultimately, if you want to have a better life, a higher life, more meaningful life, you gotta go through the initiation and the pain. What would the colors on the flat flag be? The problem is that it's something that's going to be everybody one day. So we don't want to like say flat people are like this and or have like a culture. It's now it feels like it, but one day it's just gonna be everybody. Go to any public place. The world is completely dumbed down and obedient. A flat Earth requires actual thought and will never go mainstream. Says Brett Morgan. Yeah, I disagree. I think once the kids look into it and it becomes cool, it's game over. I think trying to wake up people that are already science minded, like these are the last people you want to waste your breath with. The people in the comments that are like, oh, I'm a physics major and this is offending me to my core. Like, these people are the last people. Or anybody over 30 really is kind of a waste of time. I mean, maybe the fact that anybody over 30 can even see this stuff. It was hard for me at 34 or 33. Oh, Illuminati confirmed. But I think the youth can actually see it easier. Oh, Bex Rock is over on the Rockfin side. Nice. Dean F, what up? Dean F in the house. Dean F, first dude I saw when I went to the Solar Return. God, things have changed. I mean, sometimes things feel like it goes by so quick and sometimes it goes so slow. That was about 2 years ago. I was so nervous walking up with a 12-pack of Miller Lights, Coors Light, or Coors Original, the banquet beer. And Dean F is like, what up, Crumb? And then I felt like I was just at the coolest party after that. Everyone was just really cool. Or the beers kicked in. Something like that. Educated people are the most institutionalized. Yeah, they have way more of their ego attached to their identity. You know, makes sense. And that's what we have to understand, is that we're asking people not to look at facts and understand that they've been lied to. We're asking people to, I don't know, we're asking, I mean, there's a part of us that's going to protect us no matter what, so we don't go to the cuckoo farm. And maybe some people, we don't really know where they're at, but there are some people where if they had to learn that it was flat, they might literally just flip and then just go to a place in their mind that they can't come back from and just sit there in like a straitjacket and go, they might not be able to handle it. And so they go, that's stupid. There's science. And then they go on with their days instead of becoming a catatonic vegetable. Sarah G says, it was rough. I agreed. No one around me would entertain it for a split moment. Yep. All right. Dave Hinkle woke up at 52. But, you know, I have a point. Yeah, that must have been hard, though. 52, man. Welcome, Dave, by the way. I think I have Brianna coming in here. Okay. I really hope this works. All right. Okay. Can you hear me, Brianna?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I hear you, yes. I think, let me check the chat and make sure everybody can. Now, we're not seeing you on the chat. I'm not broadcasting us. Let's see here. take a look, see at, because that would be cool if this works. All right, can you say something? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're glitching out
I'm
like
glitching
this.
out like crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys all got to see my secret there. Okay, I reset my webcam, and I think everybody can hear you. I just want to, I'm scared that there might be a delay or some sort of echo or something. Is there any echo going on here? It sound okay? Looks good. Besides my stupid webcam, but whatever. That's not the problem. All right. So Brianna, all right, the floor is yours.
That's not the point. But your audio's cutting out now.
Oh, that's probably.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Okay, so everybody can hear you now. If you want, if you would like to.
Yeah, your audio's cutting out, so I don't know.
Oh, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes.
All right, I will talk like this, like I'm actually on the radio.
It was more of like a internet thing.
I understand completely. Well.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the show, Brianna, and thank you to F.E. Anon, episode 1 of Flatline. I should have asked if I could say your name. From here on out, I'm going to ask you before. So it can be actually anonymous, but welcome. And would you like, how long have you been flat? Mind me asking.
Since 2021.
2021. Okay, fairly new. Okay, so tell me, is there anything that you haven't told anybody yet that's been on your mind about your journey?
It's not easy or fun at times, although it's getting a lot more fun. And I actually found out about this back in 2015 because that's when David Weiss was just learning about it when he was doing his DITRH podcast, and he found out from a friend, and then he started to have his breakdown, and I was listening to that podcast back then. So I was kind of, well, of course, reluctant and confused, but I had just started doing research into all sorts of conspiracies at that time. And so I kind of took a step back when I started to research Flat Earth, because I was like, whoa, I'm literally not ready to comprehend this yet or go there. It was too much. So...
Yeah, so if you could look back now, what kind of...
felt like I needed to learn about other things at that time.
Yeah.
And there was this guy, Alfred Lambermont Weber, who I certainly would not go and listen to now, but I was listening to him at the time, and he was like, oh, the Earth is both flat and round, depending on your perspective. In the multi-dimensional nature of reality, you can just, think of it like a hologram on a credit card, and it looks like 3D, but it's also flat at the same time. It was just the dumbest thing, looking back, the dumbest possible thing. But because I was all into multidimensionality at that point, it was what I needed to hear at that time to be able to just move forward and be like, okay, so there might be some truth to flat Earth, but I can just think of it as Earth being multidimensional, and that's good enough for me right now. And then I went soaring off into New Age land.
I see. So what you're saying is some of that like nonsense that we come up with as we're going through the journey actually maybe isn't nonsense whatsoever. It's actually therapeutic. We all have to kind of figure out ways to like slightly get used to it. And maybe, so now that I think about it, that's good to know. So, because you're right, you can't just go from this to this. You need,
Stepping stones.
Yeah, we need stepping stones, and I love when people say, I don't know, maybe it's a simulation, and really that's just deflecting the point, because it's a simulation, whether it's flat or round, it doesn't matter. It's not really relevant, but we somehow are like the idea of it being like a simulation in Elon Musk's fucking fingertip, is somehow easier to digest than just believing what we see in reality around us being what it is. So that's interesting. Yeah, okay. So good to know, like this community kind of we tend to get really critical of even just anything on the journey, and watching people kind of squirm because we want instant gratification so much because we forgot what it was like. And I admit that, like, I see it everywhere. We get a little impatient. But now that like I'm at a place where it's not about me anymore, I have the patience, because it doesn't matter. Like, I was impatient when I wasn't 100% sure with myself, I think. And now that like you have a community, I've known you for about a year, and I couldn't be happier that you have gone on this journey and you're finding people that have gone through something similar,
Yeah, I will say that that's been really cool for me, because I've been in various communities over my awakening journey of the past 8 years, and like the Flat Earth community is the most grounded, like logic. Like, there's a lot of discernment that I've seen in this community, and I so freaking greatly appreciate that, because I come from, let's just say, airy-fairy la-la land, and there's not a lot to grasp onto there. There's a lot of hearsay, there's a lot of personal stories, but like, things can't be proven. If somebody says, my, father is an extraterrestrial from blah, blah, blah place, it's like, okay, well, all right. Like, you can't prove that. That's not going to be proven, anytime soon. I'll put it that way. Right. So, coming from those spaces, it's been great to be around people that are like, look, we can scientifically and provably show this fact that the Earth is a horizontal stationary level plane, using this different experiment and these different, and like the balloons, the high altitude balloons. There's just so many things that continue to add up that show evidence that we are not on a spinning space ball hurtling through a vacuum. It's pretty great, honestly. Yeah. I will say that has been wonderfully freeing for my mind, because I always had a hard time blasting off into the cosmos, like in meditations and stuff. People are like, oh, just go out as far as you can, just out of this universe, out of this, and they keep trying to get you to go way far out, and it's like, I could never do that in any sort of a visualization. It never made any sense to me, and I thought that I just sucked at visualizations and meditations and things when people are leading me in those places. But then if they're like, imagine yourself in a field of flowers, and the sky is blue, and the air is clean, and the birds are singing, like, I can imagine that easily. But when they tell me to imagine myself flying past Jupiter. I couldn't imagine it. It just never worked. Like, I'm like, do I have to be in a Star Wars spaceship, or are we talking like, you know, artificially intelligent biological ships that merge with your humanness? And you know, how are we getting there? Like, that's where my mind would always go, is why am I flying in the cosmos in a space vacuum, and how am I going to do that? How does that make sense? It's been pretty great to not be fucking confused anymore, because none of the globe, anything makes any sense whatsoever.
Right.
And
yeah. You know, yeah, I had a hard time with that too, and I
it's
think
great
a lot
to not
of
be
us,
deceived anymore.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of us were a lot like Neo. We're like, something's wrong and something's not adding up, and you know, you don't know what it is, but you go on this path of like, well, none of this feels right. It doesn't feel like right. I wanted to say that you brought up a really good point, that because flat Earth is so, because it's so like taboo and no one is open to it, like say, you know, like a realm theory or a simulation theory, like because we've all been conditioned and brainwashed to just, you know, laugh at it. It forced us to actually go to these extreme lengths of proving it. And you were saying how flat earthers will prove things. Well, it's because the only way we could even exist in this culture that have been heavily brainwashed is to do way more work and do all that. I mean, if somebody says, oh, I think that I was born a fisherman in a prior life, and I think that I am like, you can just be like, okay, that's cool. Like, you're not going to be like, where's your fucking proof? Like, most people can just say whatever the hell they want and we accept it. But with flat earth, we've been conditioned not to. And it's almost like that is something that they thought they would use, and by they I mean the controllers. They thought, well, let's brainwash everybody and ridicule it, and to their advantage. Well, all that did was force us to actually figure it out. And so every time they try to like make it, they try to hide it and go against God, like it's almost like it backfires, because like, what if flat earth was like always an acceptable thing? Like, then we wouldn't have actually had to like come up with these proofs, and people would just think that we're like, you know, like no different than Mormons or Scientologists. Like, because it's interesting, you know. So it's like everything that's bad about it, like in the long run, turns out to be good, you know.
Yeah, like at first it's pretty freaking devastating, especially for space fans, and I was absolutely a space fan.
Me too.
You know, like all the way through. Yeah, and so that was the hardest part. Actually, the phone call I was just on, which is why I couldn't call in earlier, but I had planned on it, was the woman I was talking to. She said, gosh, I just don't understand, you know, how we can go to we can have a man land on the moon, and we can go off to Mars, but yet we can't get the eye drops right for a simple sort of surgery. And she was just complaining because she's having a hard time with her eyes. And I've been avoiding this topic with her, and my automatic response, it fell out of my mouth, was, well, I think that we've unfortunately been lied to about a lot of that stuff.
You're like, don't worry, we can't do that.
Space travel.
That's why we can't help you. Like, again, it doesn't really help. Yeah, you're right. it's like, I know, we set the bar way too high. Ah, shoot. All right. Yeah, no, we set the bar way too high. That whole moon, we can land a man on the moon, and we can't get it's like, no, we can't go to the moon either. Sorry. We are all incompetent motherfuckers. Yeah. It's fun.
And she loves space, and so I realized, I was like, oh shit, I've been avoiding saying this to her since 2021, and it just fell out of my mouth. And then her reaction was like, "Oh, so you aren't into space travel?" And I was like, I need to save this answer for a different time. I don't have time right now. But yeah, let's just say I think that we've been lied to about pretty much everything. And she was like, okay, we don't have to talk about it right now. But it's like I was... part of the reason why I'm sharing that is not just because it's funny, but it's because I'm reflecting, and especially since Bob Nodell recently passed, I've been doing a lot more reflecting on my journey and my understandings of these things and kind of like where I've come to as a person now that I know that these things are true. And the details we are all still figuring out because we don't have $70 million a day like NASA does to, do crazy experiments. But, we're getting there because this is a collective effort, and that's why it's exponentially happening so much more quickly.
I don't even know if we need to anymore.
But I also... What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is...
with figuring out details?
Well, when I looked into Flat Earth in, 2017, that's all people were doing were experiments. They were out there with on the lakes, with the lasers. I almost feel like those days are done. And, at this point, we don't need a $60 million a day budget because truth doesn't need a budget. What it needs is a PR department. That's what we need to put our money into. Because right now that's what's hurting us the most is how much money can mold the minds of people and make people think it's stupid, and it's cool to think it's stupid. But as far as proving it, I don't know. I don't know if that would even help. I mean, you see with the news now, you show people things, it doesn't matter. Proof isn't the problem. It's presenting this journey as not something that would make your life suck more. Nobody wants to become something and then have their life suck. And right now I think people look at it well, if I think I'm a flat earther, if I look into flat earth, I'm going to lose my friends and I'm going to be that sounds like it sucks, so I'm not going to look into it. And a strong enough ego will figure out a way to justify that. So I think I know what you mean though. You're right. It's gonna take some time, and I think what a beautiful time it is to be alive. I think we should just sit back with the Corona and just watch it. I don't know why I said Corona, but I was thinking of the commercials. But just watch it all unfold. I mean, it's happening fast. There's no need to really worry. It's just that's why I'm not worried about when you say what you do with your friends and who love space. I don't even think about these people anymore. I think about people like you. I want you to feel okay. I want you to feel empowered. I don't care about waking up people anymore. What I care about are the people that have gone through this journey and are not talking about how hard it's been and what the change has been. And it's just recognizing that we can be so much, now that we've gone through this initiation, now that we've gotten our wings, let's fucking fly instead of sitting around asking for our wings more. You know what I mean? We are powerful now. We just need I think of the next few years, we can be really powerful as soon as we just start owning Flat Earth on a whole other level.
Right. No, you're absolutely correct. And actually on that point, for me, what I'm feeling is that it's it's kind of moving from the caterpillar in the cocoon, then coming out and becoming a butterfly. That's the lamest but yet most appropriate analogy I can think of in terms of, for me to be on one shelf of these truths of what people are going to think of me. I might get, like you were saying at the beginning of the show, you initially felt like you needed to understand.
You're kind of cutting out, sorry.
Which is partially why I have... Are you good?
Um.
You're cutting out. Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You were cutting out a little bit, and so whoops. So I wanted to end. So I'm trying to just lower the bandwidth by just having my face in StreamYard. Can you? So you kind of cut out a little bit, but I think what you were saying was. Can you repeat? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? It was just all kind of sounding like robot malfunctions on my end.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Now you sound good. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that I think that it's an energy that we can, like when we get to that point where we feel comfortable in our own skin talking about this information and sharing it, and we stop caring what other people think, we stop being worried about what they're going to ask us, we stop thinking that we need to personally know 100% of all the information, like you were saying at the beginning of this stream, because I felt the same way. Like, I need to learn it all, and only then will I be able to go out and talk about it. We can let that stuff go, because that is just fear. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's our mind. We have a lot of coping mechanisms, and we also have a lot of indoctrination we're all up against, and the indoctrination is energetic as well as emotional as well as mental, you know, psychological. Like it's so deep-seated, right? So when we get to a point where we own it, like you said, and we say, okay, well, this is reality, this is truth, I don't feel bad about sharing it, I don't need to feel like, you know, like I might be bullied and that would be the end all be all. So I might as well not say anything because I don't know 100% of every single answer that could possibly be asked. It's very freeing to just go out there and just be a supporter of truth and let go of the fear of all of the what if, and I might say something wrong, or you know, I might have misunderstood something, like, oh, that person might make fun of me. Wow. Oh no. Like now I'm at the point now where it's just kind of funny to me to see Globers grasping at their space balls. Like it's pretty damn funny. So I'm no longer in that place of like, oh shit, what if they say something that is going to catch me off guard? Oh my gosh, what if they make fun of me? Like, because now I have a good enough understanding to not feel uncomfortable about it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to do, like you were saying, is it's more about PR, it's more about education now at this point. It's more about getting people to start questioning things. And we don't have to convert anybody because they will come around to it if they're open to it. And if they are exposed to the right information, they'll inevitably come around to it unless they're just grasping to their indoctrination, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I do know. And you know what, though? I also think that, like, we should not really give a shit about those people. Like, I think we need to put the love inward to the community. I think we deserve it. And because right now we got here basically from thinking that, you know, we have a connection with the people in our world and kind of needing validation from these people. And once we become flat earthers, like, we lose that validation. And so then we have to kind of go through this little journey of like feeling okay in our own shoes without the people that we depended on validating us for all that we are. Now these people, they thought I was a really smart person before, and now they think I'm stupid. What does that do to my ego? What does that do to my, you know, to me? And you know, that it hurts at first, but then I realized I was giving away my power to people outside of me. And then ultimately what Flat Earth will do is make you be comfortable with you, and it doesn't really matter. And so in my opinion, like waking people up is more of like a journey that's for them, but like, I don't really, I try to, like, I teach music and I always have, and my biggest issue was if I ever taught like somebody who's really, really young, you know, I would always tell the parents I will do it, but they have to really want to learn. Like, I am not going to sit around and babysit. Like, I do not do that. I suck at that. If they're running around and they're like not interested in learning the instrument, like, I will not be interested in teaching them. And Flat Earth is the only time in my life where I was trying to teach people something, and when they might as well have just been a kid running around the room, not even trying to learn the guitar. And and so what I realized is, like, I'll wear it, I'll not hide it, and I'll be there to answer any questions, and just show that it doesn't bother me and it's not as scary. Yeah.
That level, to me, I think that what I'm finding, like I said, I've been doing a lot more reflection very recently because of what's just happened in the Flat Earth community and everything. It's like I've been reflecting on my own journey, and what I'm feeling is like, not only was I concerned about helping people to see the truth, right? But I was concerned about getting things wrong. And now I'm letting go of that stuff. So, like you're saying, I'm letting go of feeling like I need to tell people what's true and what's not, because that is for them to learn for themselves. But by me being, by me owning it now and not feeling that discomfort and not feeling that uncertainty, but just knowing, like knowing in my beingness and carrying that energy through, I feel like that, and this goes beyond Flat Earth, this is with anything that we know and make a part of our awareness and life. And as we live and go about our daily lives, we can inspire people just by being ourselves and by having that certainty and that energy. It's contagious. I feel like it's contagious. So it's not necessarily that I need to go to my friends and say, hey, did you know that the earth is flat? Look at this, look at this, look at this. It's like, now I can just hang out with my friends. It doesn't fucking matter what they believe. And now I look at it as fun if I have the opportunity to be able to get into that sort of a conversation and like laugh about spinning water ball in a space vacuum and how, like, and I can be more chill about it now because I'm not worried that I'm going to get some crazy question that'll put me off guard. And if I do get some crazy question and I don't know how to answer it, I only have thousands of people that I can ask, right? Because we're all connected now with the app and with all these other circles. So it's like, it's really cool to be in this space, because when I first got into this in 2021, I was super, super sketched out. I'm not going to lie. I was so sketched out because I have been around so many lying, deceiving, crazy people. Crazy people. I'm talking like legitimately mental illness, all the way to actual shills, all the way to possessed, like straight up possessed, multiple levels of possession, and working with these people and helping these people and then finding out, the truth after the fact. I mean, cult leaders, man, I can go on and on. And so when I came into Flat Earth, I was like, dude, like, is this a psyop? Because like it's a little bit crazy. Like, it's a little bit much. But yet I already had gone down so many of the other rabbit holes. So it wasn't that difficult for me to be like, oh, okay, like there's massive levels of lies on this level as well with NASA and outer space and even how energy is created, because it's not just flat Earth. It's like science in general is a lot of what we believe is science is actual pseudoscience.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's exciting. Like now for me, it's exciting. But at first I was just like, what is going on? Like, is this for real?
Yeah.
Like, there's no freaking way.
I think you mentioned a good point. It's like I don't feel the urge to have to prove it. And one of the things that's kind of worked for me is, I'll tell people, look, I'm a flat earther, but I do not recommend looking into it right now. Like, if they ask me all these proofs, it's like, if you really want to know, I'll tell you. But like, if you can tell if someone's saying it in a way to get me, or if they're actually curious, if they're like, oh yeah, well, what about it? Like, I'll be like, dude, I do not look into flat Earth. Like, it's going to fuck you up. Like, if you come off like, listen, don't look into it. And unless they come at you with like a genuine, like, well, why this then I'll tell them, then I'll talk to them. But if we're smart enough to know the difference between somebody saying, well, why this, or, well, then why this? Like, it's two different energies. And if someone's coming at you trying to get you, they're not going to listen to any proofs. So what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's a trap. And that's a trap we fall for all the time, because because there is proofs. And so they'll be like, oh, well, the reason why seasons is because of but in their head, they're going, la, 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 la. All right, well, what about this? Like, they're not listening.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. And if it's best to just, like, they'll look into it. You just want to plant that seed, if anything at all. But, like, it's the best thing to do is to do that, I think, is just not hide it and not be like, hello,
right.
I'm a flat earther, like somewhere in the middle, just like you would
right.
if you were a Christian, or if you're like a diabetic, or if you're a Sagittarius, or whatever you are. You just say, hell, I'm a flat earther, so just I think this. But I don't recommend it. I don't recommend anybody looking into it. Like, don't look into it. Don't follow Crumb. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna push it. Don't do it. And if you want to talk about it, then I'm here. But like, yeah, nobody should. I would never have woken up to flat Earth if anybody told me this stuff. There's no way I would listen to anybody. So for me to go thinking that I can go tell people and shove it in their face, like, when there's no way that would have worked for me. All my stoner stupid friends, if any of my stoner friends found it before me and came up to me and said, like, the Earth is flat, when I wasn't ready, there's no way I would be like, oh yeah, nip shits, sure, let me take down some, like, we were just stoner kids in our 30s pretty much. And so it really just, we forget that, and it has to be a journey on your own. And I always just say, yes, I am a flat earther, and don't look into it, and that's it. Just don't even try. Like, don't even try. In fact, tell them not to. And then they can't fuck with you. That you hold on to your power.
Like,
that way.
I say, like you don't want to go there, man.
You don't want to go there because you can't disprove it. It's impossible. It'll fuck you up. You're gonna be up for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because there's no evidence of the ball. But like, it sucks. I miss space. I miss Star Wars. My life is going to shit because there's no proof of the spinning ball. Don't look into it. It's like, it's like Dewey Cox. What are y'all doing? We're looking into flat Earth. I want some of that shit. Don't do it, Dewey. Like, it turns all your space into flat stuff. Like, I want some of that shit. It's literally like from that movie Walk Hard. And it's like, you don't want it, Dewey. All right, just this one time. Yeah, that's really the only way. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man. And like, it's totally different. Like you're saying, if you're hanging out with people and then you just like, oh, I have this load of wisdom gravy and I'm gonna shove it down your throat now, and you're gonna listen to all of it and you're gonna believe all of it right now. Like, that energy is so overwhelming, dominating, crazy. Yeah. Like, people, they will shut down. It doesn't matter what you're saying. It doesn't matter if you're saying things that they even necessarily believe in. It's the energy that they're receiving is like that sort of, like, you're better than, and you know more,
desperate.
And and it's totally coming from a place of, ego and unhealed childhood wounds and yada yada. Like, you can go into the whole psychology of it, but it's very different if you are chill, and that's one of the reasons why I love listening to like Witsit in debates. Man, that is so great because he's just super chill about it. He's like, bro, don't make this weird. It's like this, you know, like you don't gotta make it weird. And he has this way of just spitting the facts, but not being like, but you must believe me or else. Like, he's just like, well, you know, if you want to hold on to your spinning space ball, go for it. I'm not going to try to take that away from you.
Absolutely.
And that is totally how we can go about this and not have so much division, because it's ultimately, it is that energy of division when we're coming at somebody with, you need to believe what I believe or else. That is divisive energy.
When have we ever? I've never embraced anybody doing that. Nobody goes to my door talking about their Jehovah's Witness, and I'm like, oh boy, perfect timing. Let's hear it. Nobody wants that. Yeah. So even if it, no matter how true it is, you know, people have to be in the receiving mode. Like Abraham Hicks says, like, if you're not in the receiving mode, nothing's going in. And you know, we might be in the mindset to like show people what we've learned, because it's the biggest lie of all time. And that's the thing that sucks, is that like we come off like unhinged, like desperate for attention, with no identities, like, oh, I'm gonna be a flat earther to get like no, it's true, and it's a giant lie, and how could I not be excited about it? But it does appear like, to somebody who hasn't gone through it, like this guy's cuckoo and is really insecure. But no, if it's real though, it's actually very valid to act like this. It's not, but
yeah.
So that's the whole thing. It's like, shit, it's actually real,
yeah.
But you have to just act like it's not a big deal, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of a huge fucking deal,
biggest
but
lie
yet
ever. It's the biggest fucking lie.
We can totally be chill about it. You know, we don't gotta shout from the rooftops, although that's fun too.
It's a long journey. It's a long journey. We're not even there yet.
I will say I'm down with this flat Earth Pride Parade concept. We might need to do. How about we combine it with your boats? Right? You want to get all those boats, right?
That's my dream. My dream. What about like, you know, like the Million Man March when they did that? Remember that, when it was like 100,000 black dudes went to the Capitol? Can't we get like 100,000 flat earthers just to make a stance? I mean, it's not for like, we're not asking for our like rights or anything, even though we can like pretend that. It really just is. We need to prove to the collective consciousness that we're out there and help people feel okay in their shoes. That's it. Because at this point, I don't care if they made a hit piece on me like they did with like anybody else, and you know, made me look stupid. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. But like,
I hope they would include clips of your AC/DC video if they did such a thing.
That would probably be for their advantage. Like this guy's a flat earther. Like, that's perfect. They can clip like 3 seconds of like, wah! Just like they did for like the guy that was gonna like do a who died doing a jump, like flying in a rocket. Like, this guy's a flat earther. Like, you know, they'll just, it's fine. And what the funniest thing is I'm like, I better get out there and be public about flat Earth, because right now there's just a lot of weirdos, and so what they really need are normal people like me, like, to put their face on it. That was like my mindset, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm helping anymore now that I think about it. Maybe it's maybe I'm kind of like, hey guys, you know, I'm your typical flat earther. Like, I don't know if that's good. I don't know how good, because yeah, anyone with like half a budget and a PR department can easily cut up whatever I'm doing and have a field day here. But luckily, I haven't had any of that yet. All right. Do you have any final words you'd like to say?
I know you want to be trolled, so I'll just leave it there.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I've heard you say before you do, so that's the only reason I say that. What?
Do you have any final thoughts on today's on your journey that you feel like is there anything that's deep buried that you haven't gotten off your chest yet that that you feel the urge to kind of get out for therapy reasons?
For therapeutic reasons, no.
Or for any
but I
reason?
appreciate I appreciate the conversation and the space to have heliocentric, ex-heliocentric believers call in and discuss their troubles.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Recovering Globers.
Yes.
Or Globe addicts. I don't know the name yet. I mean, this is going to be something that I'm just trying for a while, and it's going to be all over the place, so it might be inconsistent, but it's a general intention, and I might even do it more of like a offline thing eventually, like, maybe like I don't know, like some sort of group that, so people don't feel so embarrassed, but, there's just so many ways to get support out there, but like with Flat Earth, there's not. Unfortunately, you're not like, no therapist is going to take you serious, no doctor is going to take you serious, no you just all the places that we have for this, like you can't really talk about this, and so I think we've done a really good job so far as flat earthers, like watching this, but like, man, it shouldn't only feel like it's something that's hard to go through and then we're going to but it's worth it later. It should feel like a good thing to go through too. And I think that's kind of my dream. That's what I want. I want the journey to get to flat earth to be as beautiful as the end prize was for me.
Well, that's cool, and I think that it's important that we share with people that we are like so freaking excited where we've come to, and we're not sitting around feeling like, well, I'm not saying all of us, because this has been recent for me, but I can say I am no longer feeling uncomfortable with this anymore. Or weirded out, like I can't tell anybody this. This has to be a secret for the rest of my life. Oh my God, well, how am I gonna go about every day? Like, I don't feel that way anymore. Now I'm excited because we have such an incredible community. Like, it's okay that not everybody believes the exact same thing. That's perfect.
It's not about them anymore.
It should be that way.
It's not about them. It's about you. It's about you and you only. Like, I don't give a fuck about people waking up anymore. I care about you. And by you, I mean the flat earthers at home. I care about you. I don't give a shit. I don't want, if anybody's watching this who isn't a flat earther or curious, like, I don't care. Don't look into it if you want. Don't give a shit. There's enough of us out there where it doesn't matter anymore. And it's all good. And it's all about the community now, and especially after Bob's passing. I think it had a profound effect on me as well, and I'm realizing it is about the community. The community is what's lacking. Well, not lacking, but it could be so much. I don't know. It just needs. It doesn't need anything. It's just I care about the community a lot more than I care about other people waking up at this point. It's just where I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and just to finish that, I feel really truly like this community is incredible, and that it is amazing that even in our community, like, yes, there is this still scattered energy of division that has seeped into every single part of our society, but we can also, like, actually understand that just because we're in a community, we don't all have to have the exact same beliefs about every single topic. And, some people in Flat Earth, they believe that there's a firmament and other people don't. And there's like a lot of anger about that for some reason. And it's like, we need to all calm down, like, hear each other out, and I'm just appreciative that this community exists, that it's been built from the ground up, that, people have been busting their butts. Like, I can't, it's amazing to look to see how much trailblazing had to happen for this to get to where it's at. You said 100,000 flat earthers should be out on the streets marching their pride. Like, we just hit 100,000, I think, yesterday on Dave's
I saw that. That's what gave me the idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, this is getting really, really big, really, really fast. And those are just people that are on the app.
And those are just people
and
on the app.
It's not even people on the app.
Yeah.
Isn't it people that have the app that actually go into the friend finder? So more people have the app than that?
I can't figure out that friend finder. I have the app. I don't even think I have a blue dot. Like, I don't even. That app literally just takes up my entire phone. I have a piece of shit phone, but so I love that app. But like,
well, that's a problem.
I gotta get a new phone and a new camera and a new microphone. I need a lot of things, but those are those are those different problems. But like, yeah. Well, you heard it. We're here. It's clearly not a spinning ball. Flat Pride. I'm really excited for the future and to see where this all goes. And I like this time spot. I might be doing this on Fridays. It seems like it's a little bit better, especially because Kirk is around. I think that's an omen right there. That is not omen, but sign.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Kirk is cool.
Kirk, I miss Kirk. All right. Well,
all right. Well, thank you, Crumb.
Yeah, I'll let you go. And if anybody else wants to call, please go ahead. And let's see here. All right. So yeah, thank you, Brianna. That was a lot of fun. She is rad. And a patron of mine. If anyone wants to join I do have a Patreon. Links in the description. So I'll leave that up for a little bit. So, I think I'm just gonna play the intro video and call it a stream if nobody else wants to call. And I do kind of miss doing my music streams more. Those were fun. And the Mad Libs. I do want to eventually I want to do a stream once a week where it's literally just Blue Pill, where I'm not even talking about any conspiracy stuff, just Blue Pill Tuesday or something like that. And we just have fun playing some music and doing some games. And my Sunday, I'm going to be doing my gravy brunches on Sundays from now on. I feel like Sundays are when brunches are anyways, so my plan is to do them at 10 a.m. Pacific Sundays, and I like these Friday nights, and then I'll have to find something else during the week around like maybe Tuesday to do some music stuff, but this is just me spitballing ideas out there, seeing what works. Wait, how are we doing on here? Kirk says Mad Libs. Yeah, we need those Mad Libs, huh? I miss some Mad Libs. But it'll have to be at night if we're gonna have Kirk. Yeah, that was a nice call with Brianna. Hey, Sufinelli. Yeah, she's rad. It's just so nice to hear other people's journeys. Journeys, and hearing just the, what's similar and what's not. Nobody wants to be told that they're asleep. It's true. Nobody does. And you know what? It's not that nobody wants to be. Thank you, Dr. Ass Backwards, by the way. It's just they feel stupid. People feel stupid. Like, I felt so stupid when I learned about all this stuff and that I was lied to, but luckily I was alone and I didn't have to look stupid in front of someone else at that very same moment. And that's what people are trying to avoid. So you really want to let people find this stuff out on their own. And I just think it's such an amazing time to be alive. you hear people like Stu Peters kind of talking about it, and you got Salty Cracker, and you got Jim Brewer. They're all kind of opening up to it. Like, this is where it starts. It doesn't take. This stuff will spread. Kirk says he thought I was the last person to figure it out. Yeah, right. What's great is ChatGPT literally, like, they just write Flat Earth songs now for me. Like, I almost think that ChatGPT is a Flat Earther. I'm not even kidding. Like, I had it write me a song the other day, and it's not bad. Let's see if I can pull it up. And I'm not saying that it's GPT is better at lyrics than you guys, but they're faster. It's faster. But yeah, this one came up with the other day. Flat Earth song. So this is what a computer comes up with, and I mean, they're just the words. All right, maybe I'll just copy and paste this and put in to here. Yeah, I'll do a Flat Earth song and then call it a stream, unless anybody wants to call in right now. All right, let me add this. See if I can scroll it. Bam. Do 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 do. Wait. Text template. Bam. Now scroll. Never mind. All right, alignment. What am I doing here? Look what I've done to the screen here. This is no good. All right. You just have to take my word for it that these words are good. I don't know how to figure this out, but here we go. Okay, let's do a little song. Songs. I wandered through this life, lost in a haze, believing in a world was round like a maze. But then one day the veil was lifted, the flat earth truth, it gently drifted. I questioned the stars, the sky above, seeking the answers, the truth to be loved, unraveling the secrets. This world was not round, a flat earth journey. My heart wasn't bound. Oh, the earth is flat, it's plain to see. Endless horizon, stretching so free. Deception unveiled, the broken, the chain, embracing the truth. Our lives to regain. tapestry of lies, a story untold. By now we stand strong, united as one. The flat earth revealed, a new era begun. Together we'll search for the edge of our plane, discovering wonders and changing the brain. A quest to the truth, a purpose renewed. A flat earth awaits, a mystery ensued. Because the earth is flat, it's plain to see. An endless horizon stretching so free. Deception revealed, we've broken the chain, embracing the truth. Our lives to regain. No longer drilled in an orbiting race, we stand firm on a plane of infinite space. The truth, our compass, guiding the way. Together we'll conquer a brand new day. Because the earth is flat, it's plain to see. An endless horizon stretching so free. Deception unveiled, we've broken the chain and embracing the truth. Our lives to regain. Yeah, the earth is flat, it's plain to see. In this horizon and stretching so free. Deception revealed, we've broken the chain, embracing the truth. Our lives to regain. As we journey across this vast flat land, we'll spread the truth hand in hand, no longer deceived. Our eyes open wide, the flat earth secrets forever our guide. Alright, that's gonna do it. I don't see anybody else calling in, so thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna end it with the intro video, so hope you guys enjoy. But that was fun, doing AI written songs. Feel free to support if you like. You can tip me at paypal.me/don'tfollowcrumb. Wait, no. paypal.me/Mr. Crumb. That's down below. And then Venmo is Don't Follow Crumb, and Cashapp is Don't Follow Crumb. Rockfin as well is awesome to... I'm max Crumb headroom here. And then maybe I can get a camera that works. That would be great. But yeah, fun times, everybody. Cool. See you guys probably Sunday. I'm looking like but I'm not for sure yet. So, cheers.
It was flat. Why? Because it looked flat. Perfectly flat. Flat. Flat.
Absolutely flat.
Is the Earth flat?
It did look flat out of my window.
Could the Earth be flat? flat.
The Earth looks pretty flat to me. Yeah, that's it.
The Earth is round.
It also goes around.
Really is.
Round.
Kyrie, the Earth is flat, right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's not okay to say that the Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat. We know the Earth is not flat.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is round.
This Earth is flat.
You think of it as flat.
Your brain would have to be flat to believe that.
Is it that flat Earth is the single thing that triggers people the most?
To prove the Earth is round with my bike and 2 sticks.
People get so angry about it.
The world is not flat. This is called gravity. Okay?
No question triggers people more.
Imagine being so programmed that you have strong emotions around a subject and you don't even know why.
Ponder the potential realities of the world and its possible roundness.
Spinning.
I think that triggers people so much.
People go absolutely nuts.
Triggers the fuck out of people.
Oh, it's flat.
Why is it so important for them to just believe so badly? Why is it such a trigger point for these people who just can't imagine?
Well, gravity is a real thing. Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
There is a movement, though. Do you think it's picked up some, or do you think it's slowing down?
It's in its death throes. How many people are you going to trick? I mean, there's maximum a few thousand flat earthers in the entire world.
16% that the world was flat. It goes up for young people, all the way to 34%. Unfortunately, that is not a made-up statistic.
Only 64% are convinced that the world is a ball. The world is a circle, that the world is a spheroid.
Maximum of 1,000 flat earthers in the entire world.
No, the Earth is not flat.
We don't. It's flat.
You believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat.
The Earth is actually flat.
Actually possible that the world is flat.
It's just flat.
It's a flat Earth after all.
I believe the Earth is flat.
It's fundamentally a flat Earth.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
It's a flat world.
Flat.
Live to the flat pancake.
Earth being flat.
Earth is flat.
Earth being flat. Flat Earth.
The world is flat.
The Earth is flat.
The world is flat.
It's the dome. This is the dome.
Earth is flat.
Flat.
Of course it's flat. I know the world is flat.
Yeah, so do I. Everybody knows that.
She's flat.
The Earth is in fact flat.
Myself included, flat earther.
The Earth is flat.
World is flat.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
The world is flat.
World is flat.
Is flat.
The world is flat.
World has become flat.
Always flat. Always level.
It's flat.
Flat world.
It's fucking flat.
Flat.
The Earth is not flat.
Sky and space has been our clock for centuries. So think of the sun going around the Earth.
Clearly, Earth can't be moving. Of course, we're not rotating either. Everything is moving around us.
Research flat Earth.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Dangerous misinformation, like the Earth is flat and that humans have an immune system.
But we have the internet, and you can go, and you can look, and you can find
Very, very simple.
easy to understand explanations
For all of these phenomena.
really not that hard to understand. Children understand these things. Children understand these things.
Children understand these things.
You have to work so hard to not understand things
that small children understand.
Your globes are.
Hello everyone, Strawman Dan here. And before I start, I just want to tell you all about what is by far my favorite app of